Boom. Okay, 2024 political quiz. Should the government enact a stricter immigration policy? Yes, no, other stances. Yes, we currently have too many immigrants. Screen. No, the current policy. No, I don't think the current system is really fucked up. Make it easier. Because people always say, why can't they do, you know, the legal procedure to come in legally, come through the proper mission? Because they know it doesn't fucking work. That's why they keep saying, oh, why can't people come here legally, right? They know the system's broken and it's gonna fail, and that's why we need a better system. We need to make the process easier and quicker, because people have spent fucking ages trying to get in. Some people probably don't even get into the country until after the war they're fleeing from is over, which is really fucked up sometimes. Should the UK increase or decrease the amount of temporary work visas given to high-skilled immigration? I say increase. Straight up, because the people here who don't know fucking anything. This country is built on immigration. What's stance? Increase yeah, high skilled work at the lowest. Should immigrants be required to pass a citizenship test, demonstrate a basic understanding of our country's language, history, and government? Those tests tend to be like really fucking filled with propaganda about sucking off the UK and its history. Yeah, people who say that and then they don't realize that, like, they think what they think when they say legal immigrant is they think people who look like me. So they probably think white Europeans. They're the only legal or the only good immigrants that you should allow in, right? Good immigrants required. No. Should only cover very basic simple topics. No. That is true. Most citizens in the UK can't. Should I do that next, actually? Is this going to be a just chatting stream of me doing tests? Should the UK assassinate suspected terrorist organizations in foreign countries? This is a very direct question. I'm curious what the other options are. Yes, but only if there's undeniable evidence that they're planning to attack our country. Yes, but only if there's undeniable evidence they've committed an attack against our country. No, there should be. I think fair trial is probably the best thing. If there is evidence against it, try them fairly, right? Capture, interrogate, imprison them instead. Do you support universal? Yes, absolutely. Boom. After what I just told you about Finland and their housing solution, obviously I would be in. Universal basic needs should be a thing as well. There's a German family who did it. Thanks, is it because, you know, they were nuclear engineers that were fleeing from Austria or something during the 1940s? So a lot of people in America who are from, you know, have German heritage happen to be in that category, right? It was a fairly common thing for the US to happen, you know, want to take all the scientists who were fleeing from that country after the government they were supporting sort of collapsed in on itself. Should the UK raise tax? That's a tax the rich, hell yeah. Hang on, raise taxes on all income brackets, no lower taxes for the poor, abolish the income tax, just blah blah blah. Avoiding some tax loopholes for large corporate. How do I vote for yes and this as well? I want to say yes, but also remove the loopholes. I think removing the loopholes is probably more important, actually. Should the government raise the national minimum wage? Hell yeah. How nuanced is this? Yes, making it a living wage? Hell yeah. Yes, hell yeah. Regardless, minimum wage standards should be adjusted by age. I don't know. I don't think being younger or older determines how much your life is going to cost, right? If I go to buy a pint of milk, it's going to cost the same for me now as it would for someone who happens to be buying the exact same pint of milk but happens to be, I don't know, 10 years younger than me. Like, it won't change. price won't change. Like, maybe needs might change as you get older, but at the same time, I don't think you should be able to buy a house on minimum wage. Never-ending cycle. That's a stupid fucking... Okay. Should the government require a child vaccinated? Yes, they should. But I think there's some nuances. So I know some people can't be vaccinated. Those who not religious. No, forget that. Yeah, because some people can't be vaccinated. So my issue with this one here is some people might have medical conditions like bleeding disorders and stuff, which means they can't have the vaccine. And if this becomes a rule that people follow to the letter, then there'd be, you know, excluding the kids who have no choice in the matter. But maybe. One public. No, I think should be a yes. Okay. Do you support the use of nuclear energy? This is an interesting one. Because nuclear energy, like a lot of people don't realize this, nuclear energy actually produces a lot less waste than fossil fuels do. So switching, I mean, it's not as green as obviously solar and wind and hydroelectricity. But I don't think this country has the landscape or the infrastructure for sustainable wind farming or solar energy. Like, we don't even have a sun most of the time. The only time it's not safe is if there happens to be a natural disaster at the plant, like an earthquake or something, or it's just mishandled. And the thing is, right, yeah, there's an issue. If nuclear materials get mishandled, it can cause a massive fucking disaster. And I don't trust the UK to be confident enough to do it most of the time, so I'm pretty sure we would end up with a disaster at some point. But I think in the long run, the pros probably outweigh the, you know, the cons, because I'm pretty sure if there was going to be a disaster, it'd probably happen in the part of the country that's really shit anyway, so... Yeah, I support it over fossil fuels. He has to nationalise the industry. That's another thing as well, actually. It probably should be nationalised, because if it's privatised, it's going to cost a fucking bomb. Like, they will set the price for energy super sky high, and they'll price gouge out of it, so maybe nationalise it, so prices, you know, don't end up fucking ridiculous. Or we increase investment into renewable alternatives. Yeah, we need to. I think the nuclear is good, but I would prefer renewable alternatives in the long run. Wind, hydro, thorium, geothermal. We should do that. I think I prefer renewable, but I'm someone who's realistic enough to know that nuclear actually would work better for the country than hydroelectric or wind. Because hydroelectric and wind will be great in certain parts of the country, but if we're thinking about the country as a whole, there are certain parts of the country where they won't be able to get hydroelectric water energy or much wind, or even like, which wouldn't really be enough. And I'd rather get rid of fossil fuels completely and rely a little bit on nuclear than have to I think it's one thing you can't really... I think investing in solar, wind, and hydro is definitely something that should be done. But I'm fine with nuclear as a temporary option, as like a bridge between the two. Should the UK abolish? Hell yeah. Fuck university fees. They are so ridiculous these days. Only for low-income families. Graduate tax. Only for students studying in the fields of high job demand. No. Nah. Scotland can do it, so can we. Free university for everyone. Nationalise them, yeah. But in Scotland, university is free. Would you support the return of selective education system and the reintroduction of grammar schools? Probably not. I prefer improving what we currently have. Should critical race theory? Yeah, why not? Why don't we teach everyone about racism, right? I think maybe if we did that, we'd have less racism if people actually fucking knew what they're on about. Not until they're teenagers. Maybe. I don't know, should you teach at a younger age? Yes, and yeah, do you know what? Yeah, the more people know about race, the better. Acknowledge that institution laws, and yeah, that's something we definitely need. Do you know what? I'm gonna go with that one. Definitely, because people need to know that the origin for colorblind instead of being told they're inherent. No, we need to fucking tell them that the country is fucked up. Should foreign visitors have to pay for emergency? No, of course not. How are we gonna brag about something being a great part of our country and then not let other people get to experience it, right? Should not be denied. No, never. Should there be more or less? Less, obviously. And nationalize all? Hell yeah. The fact that so much of it's getting privatized now has been such a fucking nightmare, because I was talking about it with my doctor and stuff as well for certain things, and like, alright, cool. To get certain things done, they'd have to refer me to my GP to then refer me to some other fucking place, because this part of the NHS is privatized now, so they can only take you so far. And they've done it for so many small things, it got to the point where you will probably speak to like 10 different fucking services to get one thing done now. Thanks. Imagine just putting down white man bad for every answer in the critical race theory test and getting top marks. Should cities open drug safe havens where people who are addicted to illegal drugs can use them under the supervision of medical... That's an interesting one. Because at the moment, I'm not sure how effective our current policy is for rehabilitating people who suffer from addiction stuff. So this might be something I probably don't know enough about to... Can I learn more? Can I educate myself on this? In 2018, officials in the US city of Philadelphia city proposed opening a safe haven in an effort to combat the city's heroin epidemic. In 2016, 64,070 people died in the US from drug overdoses, a 21% increase from 2015. 3/4 of drug overdoses in the US are caused by the opioid class of drugs, which includes prescription painkillers, heroin, and fentanyl. Now, fentanyl's a big issue right now, isn't it? To combat the epidemic, cities included Vancouver, BC, and Sydney. Australia opened safe havens where addicts can inject drugs under supervision of medical professionals. The safe haven reduce the overdose death rate by ensuring the addicted patients are given drugs that are not too contaminated or poisoned. Since 2001, 5,900 people have overdosed at a safe haven. Okay, so it's not completely foolproof. But no one has died. Okay, 0 casualties. That's gone down from 64,070 people in the US. Okay. Wait, hang on, that's in Sydney. What was it in Sydney? That's fine. Hang on, let me carry on reading this. Opponents argue that safe havens are the only proven solution to lower overdose fatality rate, reduce the spread of HIV and AIDS. Okay, so there's definitely proven benefits here, because they've had 0 deaths from any of the overdose cases. Those 5,900 people who did overdose were probably going to be potential deaths, so... Interesting, isn't it? Yes, drug abuse should be treated as health issue, not criminal issue. That's one thing. Oh, but legalize drugs. I love that being an option. Legalize all of them. Do you know what? There's proven results. So they tested it, and it has worked. So I think it's definitely worth looking into and maybe taking a step further or giving it a go. It's definitely worth, I mean, they've shown that it works, so it's definitely worth considering. Something I never thought about before, and I think, do you know what? No, that's definitely something that we should definitely put more effort into. Should the minimum voting age be lowered? I think so. I think it should be at least 16. Anyone who pays taxes should be allowed to vote. Yeah. And people get jobs and pay taxes at ages younger than 18. I think I'm pretty sure the working age is 16, so you can start working and paying taxes before you can even vote. Should be raised. Plus, they're voting for things that are going to affect their future, so I think it's probably more important for them, right? Should foreigners currently residing in the UK have the right to vote? Absolutely. Yes, only if they are European Unions, only if they live in 25 years, country for 10 years. Anyone who pays taxes obviously should have the right to vote. Be allowed to vote in local elections. Should not be allowed to vote in local elections. Only be allowed. Okay. No, only legal citizens should be allowed to vote. Nah. I think if they pay taxes, they have the right to vote, right? They should have the right to choose how those taxes are being spent. So should political candidates be required to release it? Yeah, fuck yeah. Why wouldn't they? Also, do you know what? No, why medical records actually? No, I don't. I think that might be a step too far. Public audit, on the other hand, I would agree with. I think yes on a public audit. No, I would respect them more if they did, but they shouldn't be required to. What kind of fucking bootlicker response is that one? That's probably like the limp dick party, right? Social issues. Here we go. Do you support the legislation of same-sex marriage? Fuck yeah, I do. No churches. No, fuck that. No churches. Take the government out of marriage. Should make it a religious decision. Personally, I think you should take the government out of your marriage. I wouldn't want the government involved in my marriage unless it involves, you know, them paying me more money for it. Should gay couples have the same adoption rights? Absolutely. Yes, as long as they pass the same background checks. Yeah. Don't... Gay people have you know, the equal chance to be great parents and bad parents. I think definitely background check for the safety of the kids. Gay couples should not... Okay, no, fuck the rest of those results. Do you support the death penalty? No, not really. Someone should decide the punishment only for horrific crimes with undeniable evidence. Even if people are innocently convicted. Personally, I think life in prison is definitely harsher. I'm gonna say no, just a flat no for that one. Should the British monarchy be abolished? Yeah, can I get is there an option for guillotining them? Gradually phase out over time. I mean, that's kind of sort of happening now, ish. Reduce their funding. I don't think we can just kick them out immediately, but I think over time, it's definitely something that's doable. They should be self-funded and pay taxes. They should. Because what France have done after they executed all of their royals is they took all of those fancy palaces and shit and made them into open museums people can actually go inside of and look and learn about the history of French history and, you know, the French Revolution and so on. I think, do you know what? Everyone argues that the monarchy bring in so much tourists, but how much more would tourists pay to actually go inside Buckingham Palace instead of standing outside at the gate and staring at the windows? It's such a shit fucking tourist attraction. Do you support the use of 0-hour contracts? Fuck no, those are horrible. Yes, ban exclusivity causes hours. Yes, but only for those seeking part-time. No. I'm just gonna say no. Fuck 0-hour contracts. Are you in favor of decriminalizing drug use? To an extent, yes. Most but not all drugs retroactively reduce sentences. Yeah, that's the one I want to go with. Legalize marijuana, absolutely. But that does have medical benefits, and it's really fucking hard to get. I mean, you can get it now in the UK if you can get a specific type of GP to give you the prescription for... It's not easy. It's very difficult to get, but it is possible to get it on prescription now. Should the government increase environmental regulations on business to reduce carbon emissions? Absolutely. Big companies and shit do the most damage to the environment, and they expect you to use a fucking paper straw and turn off your heating after a bit to save the planet whilst they're fucking destroying it. My issue kind of with 0-hour contracts is they could be fine in certain instances. The thing is, they're always going to be exploiting people. Like, if you give people the option that might help certain people in specific instances, everyone else is going to use that to exploit other workers. I think that's why you need to sort of leave a hard line and say no to it. Because otherwise you're screwing over a lot of people for the benefit of a small amount of people. I know some people definitely specifically look for that sort of thing, but in a lot of cases, 0-hour contracts really fuck people over. Because the people giving them out are looking to fuck people over for profit. And I think that's why I'm not in favor of them. Like, I can see the argument being made for why people might want to have them, but the truth is, most places that offer them are looking to exploit people. Should the government increase environmental regulations on business to reduce carbon emissions? I think yes, but more incentives for alternative. Yeah, I think if we give them more incentives. Because at the moment, the UK recycles a lot of plastic and stuff, right? But a lot of that plastic just ends up in a separate landfill because no one's using the plastic to recycle into something else, and that's an issue. If we gave them incentives to use recycled plastic, maybe some of it actually start getting used, because a lot of the stuff that you recycle doesn't get used, and it's fucked up. Should researchers be allowed to use animals in testing the safety of drugs, vaccines, medical devices, and cosmetics? Definitely not cosmetics. And I can see them standing maybe for drugs or not drugs, I mean like medical stuff, but let me check out the stances. I want to say no to a lot of this, but I know a lot of things like vaccine testing stuff, it does use animals. And it's how they go from testing to actually testing on people. I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to say it's not really that important to me. Like, if they suddenly made a law saying no more animal testing at all, I wouldn't be too mad about it. Should disposable products such as plastic cups, plates, and cutlery that contain less than 50% of biodegradable material be banned? Surprising everyone, I might say no to this. Yes, and ban all disposable products that are not made of at least. No, increase consumer level incentives to recycle these products instead. No, increase tax incentives for companies to make, that make them. If you're taxing companies that don't make biodegradable products, that'll be better than having to force. I don't know, I'm not a fan of paper products like straws and stuff, especially when they do like paper forks and shit. But at the same time, I can understand why they want to reduce plastic use. Learn more. Let me skim through this real quick. Do ban sale of plastic straw products contain less than 50% biodegradable. India passed a law banning all plastic straw products. No, it's not giving me enough information on if it was actually useful or not. So I'm gonna say no, but I'm not gonna say somewhat on this. Yeah, I'm willing to put up with this. I'm not gonna be like crying over it or losing any sleep over it. Should homeless individuals that have refused available shelter or housing be allowed to sleep in camp? Yeah, fuck yeah. Get rid of anti-homeless architecture. It's ugly and I hate it. All social programs provide free food, clothing. Yeah, there we go. Don't make it a criminal offence. Do you agree with the UK's Brexit decision to withdraw from the European Union? No, in fact, our Foreign Secretary, David Cameron, the guy who fucking proposed the idea, thinks we need better relationship with the EU, which is fucking the worst joke I've ever heard. They are horrible. Genuinely, they're not great places. Which is why I think they definitely should invest more into it, because they fucking half-ass it. They put in the least amount, like the minimum amount of effort needed to, when it comes to taking care of the homeless people in the UK. To be fair, we're still doing better than America, though. Not by a lot. We're both terrible at that sort of thing. Oh, that's not. Yes, maintain free trade. No, no. Problem with Brexit is it's been done now, so we can't really undo it. I'm gonna vote no. I'm not happy about it. There's not really much we can do about it now. They're gonna have to fucking go through with it and try and get a good deal with like other countries and shit. Should the UK abolish the Human Rights Act? Who the fuck would vote for this? Hang on, other stances. Bill of Rights Act used. No, the criminal should lose many of these. I don't know, because people get wrongfully arrested for things all the time, and I don't. I'm gonna say no to this. Has any country done that yet? Hang on, Human Rights Act. I know what it is. Has any other country done it? No, so no, we would probably be the very first country to do it if we ever did. That's the thing. I thought there'd be an option to say it should be improved, or revised in some way, or updated. Should the UK renew its trident nuclear weapons program? I don't think we need them. I mean, who the fuck is gonna attack the UK with nukes? Putin's too busy with Ukraine now, so I don't think there's any other country that would. Unless America want to become, I don't know, fucking the plot twist villain the entire time and suddenly betray. Okay. I'm gonna say no. Remove the base in Scotland. No, and divert the funds into health. Yeah, absolutely. They spend way too much money on this shit. The Hideo Kojima option, no, and the UK should encourage all countries to dismantle their nuclear weapons programs. I mean, they won't. That's the option I want to pick. I know it won't, but we're gonna go with it. I think the most realistic option is that one. I would prefer, in an ideal world, I want them to get rid of all nukes. But I know that's not gonna fucking happen, because people are horrible people and they're selfish. Should the London Underground be considered an essential service which would ban all future worker strikes? Okay, this is an interesting one. We learn more about this as well. Because I'm in favor of the strikes, definitely, 100%. People definitely deserve to be paid a fair amount, given time off. I know the strikes definitely cause a lot of... I mean, I've had my life disrupted by strikes. There have been times where I've been fucking stuck, not able to get a train home, or not being able to get back in time places because certain routes are on strike. And it really is annoying and it's frustrating and it's a horrible situation to be in, but at the same time, I do support their right to strike and want better conditions. I'm saying no, and I will demonstrate my personal support. I would support them to the point where they get what they need and they no longer strike. Should the National Railway... Yeah, absolutely. Allow more local control. Oh, sorry, no, privatize. I thought it meant nationalize. No, eliminate privatization. Fucking trains are so stupidly expensive. I misread that and I picked the wrong thing. Because a lot of... Have you seen how much it costs to catch a train these days in the UK? Because it's fucking extortionate. I remember when an open return used to be fucking from like Birmingham to London, it used to be like £10 with a rail card. Now it's like you'd have to fucking sell your kids off or something to like a chimney sweep business or something to I don't know, do they still sweep chimneys in the UK with child labour? The thing is, the government haven't done it before. Before they were privatized, the government weren't doing a very good job at all, which is why they were privatized. I remember when it was privatized. In that first few years or so, the service was great, prices were great, and then the prices started going up, and the service wasn't getting any better. To the point where we are now, where you know what, trains are kind of shit. They're constantly being cancelled or delayed. And they cost a fucking bomb, so... We support the country... Oh, HS2, connecting London to Birmingham. They're never going to finish that, are they? I'm sort of mixed on this, because they spent a fuck ton on this. Does it say how much they spent? 2 billion. And it's not even finished yet. It's been in development for years. Thing is, if they did extend it all the way to Scotland, I would be in favour of it. But it sounds like, in theory, it would be a great service if they did it. But it's not being made to Manchester even. It's not even going to Manchester. After they spent so much on it, and it's only slightly quicker than the current train service, which is like fucking nothing. So I think I'm gonna say no and improve existing rail networks instead. If they did what they promised and actually extended it to Manchester and maybe even extended it to Scotland, fantastic service. I would have been all for it. I think even 2 billion would have been justified if they did that. But no, they haven't. They fucked it up already. I think we've passed the point of no return on this. Should the police department be allowed to use military-grade equipment? Fuck no. Why would they need that? No one in this country has a gun. Only in response to extreme situations. Strict training. No, abolish the police. Fire agencies, yeah. I don't think the police should be handling those situations. Should drug traffickers receive the death penalty? No. That's a harsh fucking punishment for that when there's worse crimes to be committing, you know, like murder. I'm gonna say no to that. Should funding for local police departments be redirected to social? Yeah, absolutely. Abolish the police, replace police with unarmed community-based responders and non-violent calls. Fuck the police. Fuck the police, coming straight from the underground. Anthropic Christian humanism and learning about different cultures and religions change your approach to life. So, how? Do I care about this? Nah. I don't need to answer this, do I? This is just to give my opinion. To be honest, having diverse communities and learning about other religions and cultures and stuff definitely does change your approach to life. I'm gonna say, yeah. I'm not gonna go into detail on that. I'm not gonna pick the most interesting question you would like to see the answers for. Can recognizing challenges men face with mental health reduce the stigma around seeking therapy? That's an interesting one. Why might it be necessary to have more discussions about body image? Okay. It's gonna make me answer these, isn't it? What do you think? Let's go with this one. Oh, you can only pick one, okay. Okay, in which case... this one. Watching adults engaging the... Okay. So close to the end. The most interesting question that you'd like to see the answer for. Taking back control of the future mean that one. Religious nationalism, okay. Zionism, that's an interesting topic. What more? Okay, I want integrity, morality, consistency, common sense is a very important one. Quality, not very common. Transparency, honesty, intelligence. There we go. Here are my results. What have I gotten? Let's have a look. What did I get? Does anyone want to take a guess at what results I'll get for this? Am I going to become a Tory? Who knows? Count Binface. Fuck yeah, I'd vote for that guy. Count Binface. I think he should be. Do you know what? He's my choice for Prime Minister. 95% Count Binface, and then 94% Green. People for Profit. 90% Women's Equality Party. So, do you not know about Count Binface? Let me look up Count Binface for you, Danex. So, this man is a politician in the UK called Count Binface, who is a politician who nobody knows the real face of because he wears a bin on his face. And not just a small bin, like a waste paper basket, a full-size bin. And apparently, this is the guy I should be voting for in the next election. He's a count, so yeah, Lord Buckethead has now become Count Binface. I think he got promoted or something. I'm not sure how the hierarchy works. Only 87% Labour. This used to be my highest result when Corbyn was in charge. Like, Labour and Green were like tied like really high up. Not the case anymore. Liberal Democrat, honestly, might even be the better option out of the two, considering... But then again, they are known backstabbers, so... Count Binface, fuck yeah. 6% Conservative. I'm very not conservative. Social Democrat at 77%. Reclaim Party 4%. I don't think that Reclaim Party would accept my vote. Interesting. Okay. I like how Rishi Sunak's face is on the very right and strongly disagree. Like you see all these parties like spread out, right, on the fucking sheet. On the very like strongly disagree section is always the Conservatives and the Reform Party. Where do you know what? Let's find out. Where do I actually agree with them? Is there anything that we I don't think I agree with them on anything, even though it says 6%. Oh, it's the science-based questions. I think it's because the Conservatives on the strongly agree section. I think it might be the question on vaccines was the only one that they agreed with me on. Oh, the socials. Okay, maybe two. But then again, everyone seems to agree on that one, so I'm pretty sure it's like it's not a very hotly debated one. Okay. Yeah, I think it was a question on vaccines. Do you know what really annoys me at this graph, right? The Green Party is in yellow. I'm like, what? Because I saw that green line, I thought, hang on, is that the Green Party's fucking polling right now? But I don't realize, no, that's the Lib Dems. The Green Party, for some reason, I want to speak to whoever made this graph and have a word with them about whether they know. I don't know, maybe they might be colorblind. This might be mean of me to do this. Anyway, I'm going to play some Death Stranding. Before I do, there's going to be a quick ad coming up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a quick ad and drop maybe right back screen. Just so I can have a quick toilet break and then play some Death Stranding. So I'll be back in just a moment. Enjoy watching whatever ad Amazon decided to show you today. And I'll be back and ready to play some games. So be right back.